now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the Stat Boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Cassidy 18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show.
The following program contains strong language that is not suitable for young children. Viewer discretion is advised.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
JJ, Jeff, you want to kick this thing off? Because I'm still trying to process everything here.
Yeah, it's like,
who wants to go first?
Well,
Come on in. It's open mic night with your host.
you could maybe say there's really 4 topics, but it's split into 6.
The Renegade, JJ Williams.
The Sammy and Eddie Kingston thing, which one's the better smelling turd?
And his panel of co-hosts.
I am founder. We'll call me that for today since we're going with the Jeff Jarrett love theme here this week, according to JJ.
The West Coast Professor, Jeff Meacham.
Karma is karma is karma.
That's professional wrestling! Damn it!
The Simple Man, Noah Foster.
It's showtime! Yeah! How you doing, JJ? How you doing, Jeff?
James.
Yeah.
And the He-Man, James Hebert.
Imagine Bill Burr, Joe Rogan, Paul White, the Baldies! There you go! It sells itself! Get in there!
Short his ass and shit the bed.
He's not Amber Heard.
Give it time, JJ, give it time.
Now, I'm sure Jeff has some stuff that...
Dumb move. Just don't pull this bullshit again. You get one.
Tony needs to stop caring about the ratings.
Bradshaw said as long as the ads are in place, we're not going to lose that third hour.
Ring of Honor does not have to be AEW Live. They don't necessarily have to coexist with each other. We kind of saw that tonight to a degree.
Along with a panel of guests.
He is no longer glorious. Don't you bring that up. You want me to rant about what my NXT used to... No, we are done here for the night. I swear, Kate.
Because you never know who may show up for open mic night.
I leave our company in the capable hands of an extraordinary group of superstars, employees, and executives.
The first thing that came to my mind was, it's about damn time.
Amen!
I literally touched everybody in the state's trash. So it's horrible, you guys.
Peyton's new thing is Dennis the Menace, but it's funny because she calls it Dentist the Medicine. And
that's great.
When Elliot Taylor came out and did Born for Greatness live, I was popping my pussy, having a great time. I didn't care. I was having so much fun.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Fuck Bill Belichick.
Football thing. We end it on wrestling, and then you bring in that shit. Then just how the fan goes off the damn rails. Brilliant. We're here.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome to another installment of the Saturday Night Shenanigans that are Open Mic Night. I, of course, am your host and moderator, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. Hope everyone is having a good Saturday. A little bit early, I know. Apologize to our normal viewers that maybe didn't get the memo, but you know what? Sometimes got to shake things up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start bringing in the panel. First person I'm going to bring in tonight is the man who's been my ride or die all day. He has literally been sitting next to me for the better part of the last 12 hours. The simple man with the spectacular voice, Noah Foster.
Hello.
Sir, we have watched a Clash at the Castle, had some summer lovin', and now we are here for the shenanigans of Open Mic Night. How are you doing through this all? Are you as exhausted as I am?
I think my voice speaks volumes in itself, as I just got done watching snippets of Collision, including but not limited to the no disqualification match in full of the virtual stuff. Dion Perazzo and the Man Thunder Rose, as well as the main event. Some interesting developments, some great stuff, and it's just been a downright incredible 48 hours for professional wrestling, damn it. And of course, it continues for me as I got New Japan Press tomorrow and Pro Wrestling Noah, expecting a super huge announcement. And the Noah show is being main evented by Kata Kiyomiya defending the GAC Heavyweight Championship against Bullet Club War Dog's own Gabe Kidd. So it's nonstop, and it's been a nonstop fun ride, and I've definitely enjoyed this Saturday. It's been wild, but I'm doing fine. And someone in the lights tonight, we're not singing, but I am tired.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a physical and emotional roller coaster here on this side of things. And it's just going to get better and better. Before I start to bring in the rest of the regulars, let's go ahead and introduce the world to a man you are very familiar with, who just popped into the green room, debuting on Open Mic Night tonight. King A-Train, what is up, brother? It is good to have you.
Welcome to Open Mic Night, my brother.
Oh my goodness, JM Man ATW crossover. I feel like it's been a long time coming, guys. Good to see y'all.
Right? We talk about Prohibitive Portal, freaking Forbidden Door, now the Granted Gateway of Jupiter Multiverse Media. ATW has crossed over.
Yes, sir.
How we doing tonight, A-Train?
Just got through watching Collision. Collision was solid tonight, but I'm doing good. Good to be here, you guys.
Good to have you, man. You know, I try to check out the ATW impromptus from time to time. I seen you on there with Noah and with Eric, and feel like you're well spoken. You've got some good opinions. So told Noah, it's like, let's bring you into this insanity and see how you handle this island of misfit toys.
Oh, I've seen open mic nights from you guys. This island I can get used to.
I'm sure. I'm sure you could.
Well, let's go ahead and bring in another man you're very familiar with, the He-Man
Lord.
James Hebert in the house.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Now, real quick. Even though we are so delayed because of my fucking documentary, goddamn. Just for one more time, for old time's sake, you say the line after I say this. Don DeMarco!
Bang, bang, bang.
There it is.
Hey. Don DeMarco here in the house. We got ATW crew in the house. It's a party up in his house.
I'm worried. I'm worried already about this. It must be a regular thing. I'm already worried.
So, lucky you fuckers that you got to call a bunch of wrestling and you got to watch Collision. I had to work all day. I literally that's all I've been doing. The doc. So I've just been face in the computer screen, rendering, editing, splicing. That's all I've been doing, and I feel I'm going insane. I'm like a mad scientist, I tell you. A mad scientist.
Well, we know you're mad, but as I said to the man whose name is on the marquee, and I don't usually say stuff like this, but today I'm like, fuck wrestling, because between Alba Fire and Isla Dawn making me cry at them winning the championship in Scotland, and Izzy Moreno winning the championship from La Princesa,
which I'm so
I'm
glad
just like on such an emotional high right now from watching that stuff.
Again, this has been an incredible 48 plus hours of professional wrestling, damn it, across the freaking board.
Real quick, King, just to give context to what they're talking about. I know you probably didn't see this yet, but Izzy from NXT, the super fan, debuted tonight.
No, she didn't debut.
No.
Oh.
She won the championship tonight. She debuted back in August.
Well,
for Mission Pro Wrestling, Thunder Rosa's company.
Yes.
And tonight she won the championship at only 17 years old in her rookie year.
Dude, as NXT fans, bro, do you realize how awesome that is? That's the first thing I saw wrestling today was that screenshot of her holding up the title, and I about fucking welled up just seeing the screenshot, dude.
And Noah and I called it.
That is well deserved because, us NXT black and gold fans, seeing that little girl from the crowd being a Bayley fangirl and now come full circle now that she is a champion in Thunder Rosa's company, that is amazing to see.
Yeah.
There you go right there, King. That's the screen cap.
Wow. She all grown up.
I didn't even think about that, Chris. Thank you for putting that out. I completely didn't even realize that until you pointed it out.
Yeah,
That's
role
crazy.
model for Izzy, who's now a role model for BFS, even younger than she was aspiring to be a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Both now are champions in the professional wrestling business.
For her celebration, they brought all the kids that were in the audience into the ring, and they were jumping up and down and celebrating with her. It was a moment.
Like Bayley. That's awesome.
That really is awesome.
It's moments like that make it so wholesome to be a fan of this business.
Yes.
Love it.
Let's go ahead and bring in the rest of the panel. Mr. Reliable is in the house, Walter Cruz. What's going on, Walter? Good to see you this evening.
What's going on? Good to be seen.
Yes, most
That's
definitely.
JJ's stick.
That is my shtick. Stick to your shtick, Walter. Don't steal my shtick.
And so it begins.
The madness.
And last but not least, we do have a surprise. The man whose name is on the marquee is in the building, at least temporarily.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
I think more than anything, he wanted to be here to see the debut of Teen A Train. He could care less about us yahoos. He deals with us on a regular.
He's sick of my shit already.
Probably, almost.
Yeah.
Now, No, I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in all day to the coverage, both Clash and Summer Love, and thank everybody, especially the gentleman below me and the gentleman to the far left, for carrying the load today in my concussed, obnoxious absence. See, I'm wearing the sunglasses. I have the lights in the room dimmed as best I can, but trying to watch this hockey game and watching Florida shit the bed when they have a chance to win the cup. Damn stupid Edmonton Oilers. Anyway,
welcome to my world.
That's gonna do you more of a headache. What are you doing, brother?
Right, I know. I'm a glutton for punishment, James. What can I say? But I'm super stoked for Izzy. So happy for that young lady. It's like one of us getting inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame. It's like it's the story, man. It's the fan making good on the dream. It's a beautiful thing.
Like I said to Noah during commentary, any one of us that has ever turned on the television and watched pro wrestling, it doesn't matter if it's WWE, WCW, ECW, AEW, TNA, whatever, we've all envisioned ourselves inside of those ropes performing in front of that crowd. And that young girl that used to sit ringside and cheer on Bayley not only has made her dreams come true, but she is now at 17 years old, the champion of a federation, and not any federation, Thunder Rosa's Federation.
Mission Pro Wrestling.
Mm-hmm. An NWA affiliate. So, you got to wonder if EC3 has eyes on her, if Billy Corgan now has eyes on her.
Kenzie Page.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff today. Today's been kind of a rough day over here, but right here it's been a beautiful day. It's good to see. I'm gonna bow out now because God, this is hurting my head and my eyes. It's infuriating and frustrating and maddening. But I appreciate everybody that's been in the audience. I really appreciate everybody reaching out, asking me first, where were you today? How come I know the Clash meant a lot to you. I know being part of Mission Pro's call meant a lot to you. It's just trying to tackle things at home. You always have to be aware of your surroundings, boys and girls, because you end up falling. And when you have a sweet spot from a car accident in the back of your head that gets hit, you go almost memes and have to go to the hospital and make sure you don't go memes. So yeah, just thank you again, everybody here. I know both JJ and I are very close already to our hitting our payout goal for the month of June.
Thanks largely in part to Noah for making an ass of himself last week.
Yes.
The wheel is evil.
And thank you to Keen A Train for sharing that with the ATW family.
Dude, that was just non-stop, that wheel. I'll never forget that. That's a highlight among highlights. I've actually considered making that whole episode like a highlight of just the Wheel of Doom for
seriously.
Literally.
When Aaron does the No DQ awards at the end of the year, we need to get the wheel nominated for Heel of the Year.
Oh, absolutely.
That wheel is a straight up heel.
It was.
Yes, all hail His Highness King A Train for pointing at the ATW family last week and making that shit happen, making it rain, baby. And also thank you to everybody that's getting us toward that payout goal, because the sooner we get to 500 for the year, the better for Noah, right?
Yeah, the sooner Noah's got to join Chase U. Turn in his enrollment application.
That's it. And then on top of that,
dropping out after day one.
We have
that's fair.
That's right.
At least you enroll.
And then with Izzy winning the championship tonight, it gives me hope, Jay. It gives me belief that Thea Hale will indeed beat her goal of being the NXT Women's Champion, and then, and only then,
got to get the shirt.
we will get Noah donned in the Chase U sweater. That's it, baby. That's it.
You're holding out for a dream.
And now that I've made
Noah's
headache almost pronounce his mind, I shall bow. But thank you guys. For real. Sorry, my voice sounds like such shit. I'm trying to rest.
Thank you for popping in, boss man.
But yeah, please, everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Are you still going till 12, Jay? Or are you cutting off an hour early?
We'll see how things go here.
All right, depending on how my rest goes, I'll try to pop in during the chills. But I do want to say, in case I don't come back, I do want to talk about the shows once I get to watch them. So please come on back Monday. I'll be live at Tuesday, because Mikey's doing his damn NBA nonsense on Monday.
That's right.
So yeah, I get bumped, but it's my choice to bump myself. So see you guys Tuesday if nothing else. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeff.
Never us, man.
All right. So
What
get
are we
this
gonna talk
thing.
about?
Yeah. So what do we want to talk about? Well, let's start kicking off the show. We already briefly talked about Izzy, but new champions abound today as we saw Alba Fire and Isla Dawn capture the tag team titles in their home country of Scotland.
So damn happy.
And then again, back to the Izzy thing. Walter wasn't in the room yet when we started talking about that, but just what a great day, I think, to be a fan of women's wrestling in particular, with the three new champions. We kind of talked about it on Simply Predicting. Alba Fire just a month ago losing her mom in a car accident, getting hit by a car, and then to go home in front of her family today, win the tag titles with a best friend like Isla Dawn, have their family and their boyfriend or husband, whoever that was making out with Alba, presenting them with flowers, getting to have that celebration in the ring. It was a big moment for both of them in their home country. And then again, 17 years old, longtime fan of the sport, like all of us, living out every one of our dreams.
The referee looks like she's about to be bawling.
Seriously, like I said, today, fuck wrestling, because they done made me cry twice on the air, goddammit.
Hey, I'm the guy that's in the play-by-play role. I can't show that type of emotion.
Yeah, you can.
So
you can. What are you talking about?
Making his debut on the show, let's go ahead and throw to King A-Train first. What are your thoughts on the success of these women today, sir?
The success of this women, the success of these women nowadays in wrestling is pretty hopeful because of Alba Fire, Isla Dawn winning the women's tag team championships in their home country of Scotland. That was promising, and that was very good ovation from both of them. Even though, really, when you look at the WWE tag team division and the women, still figuring it out.
I'll give them credit in that. Just to add to your point, King, very, very good foundation with the Kabuki Warriors, Cargill and Belair, and the the Unholy Union, or unofficially
the
called
Unholy Union.
Unholy Union, yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, it's pretty good foundation.
Shayna Baszler, who's been one of the strongest foundations for women's tag team in WWE's existence, was involved in all of this. In fact, she was the one that ate the fall.
Yeah,
true. But seeing Izzy grow up from when she was like a little kid out there in the stands in NXT with Bayley, being the Bayley fangirl, and I remember when Sasha Mercedes made fun of her and basically picking on her, and to now grown up to now being a champion in Mission Pro Wrestling. It just goes to show you, us wrestling fans, we have something to be hopeful for this year, especially in women's wrestling alone.
Yeah.
Really.
Amen to that.
Yeah, me and Noah were kind of talking about it during the pre-show. You could almost consider a fed like Mission Pro as like the developmental for women's wrestling.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the women that are coming through there, some of them still early in their career, 3-year, 5-year veterans, Maya World, Shay Carmichael.
Debuting Natalie Sykes from across the pond in the UK. Shout out to Mary J. Take care, Megan Chiba. Cheers.
But, just all these things, NXT is basically developmental for WWE. A company like Mission Pro can be developmental for NWA, considering that it's kind of a sister federation. You've got Exodus Pro, which is EC3's company, doing a women's tournament, having first round matches as part of the show this evening.
Yep.
You've got Kenzie Page and her company, that definitely going to have eyes on Izzy and the women that come through here. Tiffany Nieves, the woman that Izzy beat, mainstay in the NWA right now, in Billy Corgan's NWA. So
yeah,
it's big things for women's wrestling, I'm thinking, here on the horizon.
More than ever. Domestically versus just internationally. Why Stardom is still the ace of the professional wrestling business for women's professional wrestling globally. You got Mission Pro Wrestling, you got NXT, and you got TNA Wrestling that truly can redefine women's professional wrestling across the entire American scene.
Yep.
And you know, NXT taking that first shot with Roxanne Perez defeating Jordan Grace at Battleground, and then Tatum Paxley showing up and getting defeated by Jordan Grace at Against All Odds.
Yeah, passing impressed the hell out of me,
whole prohibitive portal, as you guys have dubbed it, you know, seems to be coming wide off the hinges now.
And of course, this Tuesday, JJ, you have suspension disbelief for your NXT to find out who's in that 25-man over-the-top rope battle royale from other locker rooms to see her challenge Trick Williams for the NXT Championship at Heatwave.
I said it already before. I'll say it again. If you think in this industry where already so much crazy shit has happened, if you really think that WWE, TNA, AEW, Ring of Honor, and all these other companies won't get into bed with each other by the end of the year, never say never. I'm not convinced of that anymore. I'm not. It's all, especially when you consider that a lot of this stuff is taking in or around the central location of where WrestleMania is going to be this year or next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rule it out, man. I really wouldn't rule it out.
Most definitely. Walter, what are your thoughts on the state of the women in wrestling today after the success of Alba and Isla and then Izzy this evening?
Well, first of all, damn you, the wrestling industry, for making me go on this emotional roller coaster up and down all damn day today. Had me up here, had me down here, had me up here, then brought me down because freaking screwed Drew again, and then did this with Izzy and had me on the rise again. So, I mean, it's in good hands. Like, thank goodness TNA has the women's division it has. So it was already in good hands. But now this is all positive vibes for the women's division. You know, it started with, like, you talk about Izzy and her NXT fandom, but remember that video that used to go around when AJ Lee met Lita and her reaction and how that influenced her to become a wrestler. So it's like you hear these stories all the time. To see somebody actually turn around and do it and only do what most of us are dreamed of, because I know I used to dream of actually doing it, but, you know, I was born in a broke-ass family and my training was on the fly and free. Couldn't afford too much of actual professional training. So
our training was backyarder shit.
Yeah,
I did it, but I did it the whole don't try this at home. I did 10 years of backyard.
He didn't follow the run. I'm just the guy that's always been the storyteller at heart, drumming their family and saying,
I did it too. Yeah, we literally learned. And then when that documentary came out showing you how to actually do the moves, we all got that, and we trained ourselves, and we did our own backyard league, and was on this what they call CTV over here in Connecticut. It's like a free channel, and you put your own videotapes. You can bring it there, and they will air your stuff. So we used to wrestle on that kind of stuff.
Wait, hold on. You never told me this shit. Hold on.
Yeah, I wish that we had something like that out here, man.
Yeah,
we would go out there and film our shit.
So this is YouTube before YouTube existed.
So you're telling me that you literally booked a fucking backyard fest, and then Connecticut not giving a fuck about regulation or laws is just like, yeah, all right.
Go out there and do it.
It was us wrestling. If anybody could, it was us wrestling in like baseball parks and stuff, pretending that was a steel cage. And they used to come on at like 3 a.m. If you paid, they aired it. They aired some weird stuff on that channel, man. I'll never forget. It was channel 27. And the funny thing is, I live now like less than a mile away from where that building is right now.
Wow.
I don't know what it is now. I don't know.
Crazy.
How have you never told that story on any podcast ever? That's incredible.
Never came up.
Yeah, it never came up.
But yeah, man, I wish we had something like that out here because we would literally go to the park every week and we would film our matches. Like if there was a station out here like that, our shit would have been on TV too. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, to be on
We
a
had
weird
260-pound, 5'3" dudes doing Canadian destroyers on the grass. Like
That's how we used to do it. Yeah. DDTs on bases.
Okay.
Take a breath, James. Get your thoughts before you speak. I know you.
Go ahead.
Well, the reason I had to catch my breath is because he reminded me of this backyard thing that I did. So I used to do a bit of backyard wrestling, right? So
We all did. It's okay.
So I never had taken a DDT before up until this moment. And we had a wrestling match on the beach. So my buddy, puts me in a headlock, right, on the beach. I can't remember if there was a crowd or not, probably because of the PTS or the CTE, excuse me, wrong phrasing. So he drills me, but I don't tuck my head under his armpit, so I just go planning on.
Oh.
I'm like, I almost lost all feeling, but then it came back the next day, and I'm like, that's probably not good. And then that was like fine within a week. So I'm like, okay, I'm never taking a DDT again. Never took a DDT during backyarding since.
The only thing I didn't like is when we had the meetings and we used to try to book it. It's nobody ever wanted to lose. Everybody always wanted to be. I was like, dude, people got to lose. Like, come, me and my best friend Rel were like the only two that were willing to lose. I made it look better to lose. I was Dolph Ziggler before Dolph Ziggler. Damn it, I knew how to sell. I was like, I don't mind losing.
Dude, who the fuck was training with you? The Messy Brothers?
Pop knows what's up. The LBWA, the Long Beach Wrestling Alliance. That's what we're called.
Dude, you guys should have had a crossover.
Yeah, I'm about to say, this is the genesis of not only what crossovers have become in 2024, but to JJ's point, trying to circle this thing back to not only the aspiration of women's wrestling, but the aspiration of professional wrestling. We've all had this kindred dream, this connection, this passion, and this spirit for this business since we were kids in some way. Whether we wanted to be a part of it or whether we wanted to see stuff like this happen in it to our favorites. It just goes to show again the time-honored, never-ending testament now. Truly anything is possible and anybody can do anything in this business.
That's Bailey-inspired wrestling gear. I don't care what nobody tells me.
Absolutely right.
Most definitely.
That's Davina Rose inspired. You kidding me? I was talking about Davina Rose before we went into our call because Davina Rose, for those that don't know, by the way, happy birthday, Davina Rose, aka Bailey, literally started off in 2012 on the Independents. Izzy Moreno and her seventh match in an independent wrestling promotion just won her first championship.
Jesus, that's awesome. If I may go next on this.
Yeah, go ahead. I was going to have Noah bring it home anyways.
I loved seeing that screenshot because I hadn't actually seen any event yet, but I love seeing the screenshot. That warmed my heart already. Izzy deserved it because I know for a fact after the match around, I think it was like 2015, around the time where Sasha and Bailey had their Iron Woman match, which was, by the way, if you haven't seen that, that's like an all-time classic.
Still all-time classic.
Go into the archives and watch it. She was training pretty much right then from that point on any way she could, studying it, like whether it was studying it with like mind, and then when she was old enough, she started like physically getting involved in training. So she's really gotten up to the point of like where she is now. Like, don't tell me anything else, but she was handed it because of no, fuck off. She got that because she busted her ass.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank.
The fact that she defeated Tiffany Nieves to La Princesa, like it was not an easy bout.
No, it was not.
No, I
Tiffany
can't imagine.
Nieves is like tough as nails. She's a cancer survivor in and of herself. So you want to talk about a woman who knows how to put up a fight and survive. La Princesa knows how to put up a fight and survive.
So, yeah, awesome for her. I love that she won that. I love that she got to where she is, and the fact that she's also about to graduate high school, or she
graduated early.
Yeah, she graduated early, which means she's smart as hell. That's crazy. So she graduated and she won a wrestling championship. Crazy. And then Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, really good that they put the titles on them. I kind of half expected that was probably going to happen after everything that went down, but shout out to the professionalism of Jade and Bianca, and I appreciate that because here the fact is, knowing the professionalism of Jade and Bianca, because they actually have professionalism, unlike some people sometimes, they would have definitely put them over clean, I feel like. But I'm glad the WWE actually had the smarts to put Shayna's team in there to eat the fall on this, because that keeps them strong so they don't look weak. So yeah, man, like
still protects Jade because she got eliminated from the Rumble, so she lost that match technically, but she wasn't pinned or submitted.
Yeah.
She lost to Nia Jackson, the Queen of the Ring tournament, via disqualification, and then she took the L here technically as they lost the belts, but again, neither her or Bianca got pinned or submitted, so she still hasn't been pinned or submitted in WWE, so she's still very strong.
Yeah, very well done. And again, I'm glad that they went the route they went with that, and that they gave the belts to them, because if any team deserved it, and if any team has been the most shafted by the WWE Tag Team Women's system, it's definitely the Unholy Union. I mean, I will never forget the boneheaded decision of giving Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey the NXT Tag Team titles to unify with them when they were on such a damn roll with them and they were about to build the division back up. I will never forgive them for that. So I'm glad that they got their just due, and now they can build the entire ecosystem of the women's tag team division and try to make up for that lost ground. And it looks like, to be fair, they're actually doing that very well. Hopefully they can keep on this track, and it would be very good if you started giving more women's tag team some tag names. Just saying, kind of been at this for about a fucking year, actually 2 years, and you still haven't done it. It's kind of fucking infuriating. And every time I see it, it hurts my soul.
We need a name.
Huh? That's a whole different conversation.
Maybe I'm just on my own here, but at this day and age, I still don't think we need tag team names. Like, not every team needs them. It's not the 80s. It's not the 90s.
You're correct. Not every team needs them. Bianca Belair and Jade, I will admit, does not need a special tag team name. However, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn should.
They have one, the Unholy Union. That is your official tag team name.
Okay, so good. Alba Fire, they have one.
Zoe and Shayna don't, but we got the Kabuki Warriors. We've got the Way and Candice and Indy. So there's still quite a few teams that have names, but not
Damage Control.
Yeah, Damage Control.
Yeah, Damage Control. I mean, you could also probably just call Indy and Candice DIY. Because that's what they are. They're just DIY. Female edition.
DIYW.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Where does Jade and Bianca go from here now?
Guess we have to wait.
They'll get a rematch. They'll get the belts back. I mean, I don't foresee Alba and Isla having a lengthy run. I think it was more about the moment than anything.
I agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, I think that's the whole reason it was the triple threat.
Yeah. Still, though, hey, you know what? They needed to do that for Kayla. Poor girl has gone through way too much.
They needed to do that because they knew what they were going to do to Drew. So somebody got to get that moment. Yeah.
Poor Scott, somebody had to get a win at this first ever PLE in their freaking home country.
Hey, listen.
By the way, some advice, Drew. If there's ever an international pay-per-view, do not be the main event. Stop. Just say, let me
don't go. Stay in the States.
Don't be the main event at Clash the Castle. That's the second ever Clash the Castle that he came up short.
Okay, but Drew,
because of run-ins, Solo Sikoa and CM Punk.
Roman, Roman made Drew acknowledge him. And then Drew got punked. He's 0 for 2.
This guy, he's probably like thinking, he hears Clash at the Castle, and then Drew's like, no.
By the way, did you get to see the presser at all, JJ?
Yeah, I watched the press conference.
Okay, because Punk made. I wonder what his announcement on SmackDown is going to be. I'm assuming he's going to say he's clear to wrestle, but you know what they say about assumptions.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, assuming makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
And it makes an ass out of Dave Meltzer, but we already knew that.
That's fair.
He's not wrong.
I was gonna say Dave Meltzer makes an ass out of Dave Meltzer.
I was just gonna say that the mirror makes an ass out of him.
Like, if you want to see some great clowning on Dave Meltzer, and I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but go watch Vince Russo's 2-part thing with Al Snow. Al Snow just ripping Meltzer to shit, but Vince Russo.
Al, I absolutely can believe, because he can't. I know he for a fact he can't stand Russo. I've heard it from his own mouth personally.
But
can't
they
stand
show him this clip of Alvarez and Meltzer, and they just keep pausing it and pausing it and pausing it so that everyone can get their cracks in on him. Great shit.
Yeah, and they just debunk everything that they said, with the exception of a couple points, because he thinks he knows everything. What's hilarious, too, is that they've lost so much credibility, and now they're starting to kind of... And don't get me wrong, look, whatever side of the fence you want to stay with, that's fine on that whole fucking shit from a year ago. But I love that there are people that are now calling the holes of Dave and Alvarez's arguments with how the whole thing in AEW is handled with Punk and the Elite. Like, I love that they're poking holes in their spinning of the narrative, like, and basically just straight up telling them, you didn't help at all. You made it worse, and you're still making it worse. As far as Vince Russo goes, I mean, he's just...
Let's try not to go down that rabbit hole. That's a whole other thing we can do, James. Delete.
About to say, what are we talking about?
Noah, go ahead and bring us home on this topic, good sir, and then we'll get to Arlene's super chat.
Yes. What else can I say besides what I demonstrate, what I empower, what I literally passionately pontificate upon when it comes to the state of the matter of women's professional wrestling? Damn it. We just saw 3 incredibly deserving individuals have moments today for championships. 2 that did it in their home country, 1 after a family tragedy, and 1 literally young, up, and aspiring to reach the glory of her role model, winning her first championship in Mission Pro Wrestling. It's one of those days where, again, potential is infinite, and anything is possible in this business if you put forth your all best into it. From Julia Hart winning her first championship to the TBS Championship, of course, incredible run at the age of 20 years old, to Billy Starks winning and inaugurally the Ring of Honor Women's World Television Championship at 19 years old, to your constant aspiration of Thea Hale becoming a champion, who's also 20 years old. There's really no telling when somebody can go into this business and when they could have their first achievement. That was demonstrated here with Izzy Moreno. And then you look at work ethic, you look at the deserving efforts and individuals like Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, who I've followed both since ICW, and they're working across pro wrestling, even other promotions across the UK, Glasgow, Scotland, Europe, whatever the hell you want to call it. Get your freaking geography atlas out or whatever. It's just absolutely special to see how far we support people in this business, and when we see them achieve the moments we think they may not get to, but they deserve to get to, and see it happen, it makes it so much better. I've never been more proud and more happy to be more wrong in my life regarding the triple threat encounter. And again, triple threat is a failsafe. Like you said, it gave the 2 the moment, it protected the champions, and it was full circle when it came to Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and accessory. And I imagine that we're going to get this match run back, because there is that little bit to the super chat we'll talk about here in a moment of Jade Cargill tapping out. That being said, Izzy Moreno, again, young girl with a silver bow in her head, being insulted by Sasha Banks, watching Bayley beat her in an Iron Woman match, 30 minutes, history making. Now seeing Izzy Moreno inspiring even younger fans than her, calling them her BFS is truly a full circle moment to see that shows this industry is in such a good shape for generations to come, more than ever. And this whole crossover idea with all these promotions, with Prohibitive Portal, Granted Gateway, Forbidden Door, whatever the hell two-term you want to call it, makes it so much more exciting to be a fan more than ever, no matter what company you want to support or who you want to see go wherever.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, WWE used to always say anything can happen in the WWE. With this new mentality, with, you know, seeing Shayna Baszler versus Masha Slamovich at the beginning of the year, with seeing Roxanne versus Jordan, Tatum Paxley versus Jordan, with seeing Io go across the pond, you know, the Shinsuke Nakamura thing at the beginning of the year. Now more so than ever, it really truly feels that WWE is the global juggernaut that they've always presented themselves as.
Yeah, really.
And that anything really can happen.
In this industry, for sure.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
that's
we
a
just
big-
need Paul Levesque and Tony Khan to have a sit down, and then the gloves can really come off.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that, because the more I see Tony kind of leaning into the trolling and the more Triple H is kind of jabbing back, and then you see guys like Swerve, you know, the world champion of the other promotion in AEW, no big deal, saying it's inevitable that WWE and AEW are going to work together. Seems like a work to me, brother. It seems like a long con work. But yeah,
this business loves to work, yeah.
Yeah. Nope. Speaking of work, I think Rey Mysterio is a bit timid. He's going to go heel, I think, in the industry. You know why? Because Izzy Moreno is nipping at his heels, and soon there's going to be a younger champion than him.
Well, we already saw.
No, that doesn't work for me, homie.
We already saw Chelsea Mysterio run out today with her Rey Mysterio mask, helping Piper Niven after checking from ringside.
For all we know, Rey Mysterio is still looking for that mask.
Probably.
How
the hell she grabbed that?
See, that was my question. How?
Probably took it off a fan. That's what this is.
Either took it off a fan, you never know. Hey, can I borrow that quick? Or she, you know, my head cannon.
My head cannon borrowed it from Dom Dom.
Yeah, either that or
Dom, that idiot, and freaking CM Punk borrowing a referee shirt from Jessica Carr.
I got it.
What Wade Barrett's calling the biggest screw job in WWE history, bigger than Montreal. The
I got it.
Screw job.
She snuck into Dom's and Liv's hotel room and took it from Dom.
Either that or I mean, she could have raided Ray's locker room and just stole a mask out of it, and he's like, "Hey, where's my special pink mask?"
I thought Rey Mysterio wasn't involved in Scotland, though. What makes you think he was there?
Hey, he was there just to watch the show. You never know. Maybe he got a ticket.
I don't know.
Well, we did get a super chat from Arlene, so let's go ahead and get to that $5 super chat. Thank you, Arlene. The main question of the day is, did Jade tap?
She did.
And how she shouldn't get hate for the botch. I'm going to start with the second part. Yeah, let's give her a little bit of a break for the botch.
Yeah.
You know, if Damian Priest can get his shit hung up, trapped in there, and people don't want to give him that same negative energy, then y'all can seriously, kindly fuck off when it comes to Jade Cargill.
Accurate.
Y'all want to hate because y'all want to hate.
People
Look,
gotta.
We never said that she was the greatest pro wrestler of all time.
No.
We never said that she was fucking Sasha Banks, that she was Charlotte Flair. But you know what? She has improved by leaps and bounds since joining the WWE.
No argument there.
Everybody is going to make a mistake. Hell, how do you figure that Rey Mysterio has had surgery on the same knee 37 times?
5 times.
I'm sure quite a few of those were from botches, and he's been around this business for how fucking long?
At least
30 plus or something like that.
I was going to say, not as old as Jade is. Like, come on.
Some of them are from the botches. Some of them are from the freaking platform jumps when he was doing the shooting
But you
out the sky.
get my point, James. Like, Jade needs to be given a little bit of leniency when it comes to the botch, and she still was able to fucking improvise in the ring there.
Yeah.
So, like, give her a break.
And
As
JJ,
far as-
you and I called it. I even said it. The only reason you and I both, well, I said it because I'm play-by-play, and I'm the one that made the graphics. So again, when somebody botch, I'm going to call it whether they are experienced, inexperienced, new, or expected to be perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. So look at the business equally.
Thank
Seriously.
you. And
as far as the did she tap, I saw the clip on the X. I saw the tap out. Yes, she did tap. Thankfully, the referee was out of position. So.
Thankfully, JJ says. Oh, look at that. Thankfully.
Hey, that's where my personal bias is going to come in. Everybody knows how much I love Jade. Thankfully, the ref was out of position there, so she was able to maintain her strength in defeat. But yes, Jade did tap.
This is shades of Timeless Tony Storm tapping out to Deonna Purrazzo at Revolution.
No, that is not shades of that. That is no. You listen here. That was not shades of that. Because what happened at Revolution was no. And I still ask you this question to this day.
And that freaking Timeless cosplayer.
And I ask you this question still to this day. Did the ref see it?
No.
Okay, then. Case closed.
I'm very scared. I'm very scared. I'm very scared. Please. Relax, please. It's okay. It's not that.
This is one of the reasons I wanted to have A-Train on here, because he is ride or die with me when it comes to Timeless Tony Storm.
Hey, you know what? Hey, hold on a minute. He's the only one. Who's the freaking guy that has a Timeless Tony Storm picture and does a whole gimmick? I do the impression, for God's sake. You tell me I'm not right or die. What do you mean?
Fair.
These two are going to drive me crazy.
Everybody knows The Rock's feet touch the floor first, but what did the ref see? Enough said.
Well, why have the referees do their damn job better?
Hey, that's it. Hey, you know what? You're a hypocrite. You know why you're a hypocrite? People make mistakes.
Oh, see? Yep.
Referees do their job. What happened in the Drew McIntyre? That referee jumped out of the way so he doesn't get smashed in the corner over there.
He still got laid out.
See?
That's what I thought.
I have entered my timeless era, Noah.
Okay.
The timeless era.
Shut it, King! And secondly, James, you shut the fuck up. Everybody makes mistakes, but you know what? When the pressure's at highest, you're supposed to do your damn job right. And the referee's the most integral part of this match. I expect the official to know where to be in position when a damn shoulder's down the mat or a damn hand is tapping out.
Then keep that energy with Aubrey Edwards, because she fucks up too.
You always tap on Aubrey Edwards.
As he digs the hole deeper for himself, I'm gonna just get this comment back up here for a second, so it is reminded what we just talked about and what you just preached. You're not practicing it. What's up with that?
Ain't the old saying, go practice what you preach?
Exactly.
I've seen UFC referees be out of position and miss taps, and that's real.
See, I've seen you of that too.
Okay, but not everybody.
Any less annoying. That's the point. The bottom line, we see it, but the record books don't fucking indicate it.
Listen, in the fairness of Noah, there is a difference between making mistakes and just being blindly incompetent. And to be fair, Walter, nobody, and I mean nobody, was as incompetent as that referee who got fucking canned by Dana White. Nobody.
Mazzagatti, the worst referee in MMA.
Yes. What's his name again? I forget always.
Steve
Steve Mazzagatti, one of the worst MMA referees of all time. Fuck
me. Mozzarella pizza, because that's what he's doing now, flipping pizzas. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's going
when the referees make mistakes like this, it's just mind-numbingly annoying for anybody. And I demonstrate that with any referee. And whether or not I'm jaw-jacking JJ with Aubrey, I'm jaw-jacking this dude below me for Timeless Toy Storm, or I'm jaw-jacking this gimmick-infringing buffoon on anybody, I still hold up that same capacity that the referee, do your damn job right.
And let's not forget the way me and you get into it over Karen Jarrett as well.
The witch to burn.
Oh,
I thought you said you don't wish for her to burn. Now you're going back on that.
I'm debating because I recently saw her again on my screen. I'm like, no.
Listen.
Well, as we try to bring things back to the original topic before we go on to the next thing we talk about, the man whose name is on the marquee just posted this.
And that's all you need to see. Now, that's more than first circle. That's generational.
Yeah.
Damn it.
In relation to the women, to actually talk on the point, there's only one point I wanted to make on the Jade thing quick.
You guys, really quickly, while this is up, he says this is a decade apart.
That's absurd.
That's a decade
apart. For making me feel old.
That is insane.
Okay, well, I got nothing to live for anymore, guys. I'll see you. I'll see you.
No, wait. That means 2014, guys, was our Black and Gold's pinnacle arrival. NXT Takeover Brooklyn.
Old as shit, Noah. I feel old as, and he does too. I feel you.
I'm 32. What's 32? Someone tell me.
Yeah,
I'm about to be 30 in October.
22.
Okay.
Man.
How's this for a prohibitive portal match? Izzy versus Bailey.
It will happen eventually.
Or Izzy versus Mercedes.
Now, right. My only thing that I will say, and I'm gonna just say this about Jade, y'all forget when you give hate to Jade. Memes aside, she started in this business in a gimmick tag match with Shaquille O'Neal, her running buddy. That was her first match, was against Cody and Brandy Rhodes. So
the dude that played Kazam and Steel. In two of arguably the worst movies of the 90s.
Hey, listen, the movies have nothing to do with how good he performed in the ring. He actually did a fucking
and yet they still never did. They still never did Shaquille O'Neal versus Paul White.
Dude, I'm pissed. I'm like, you have them do the thing. You work with TNT. Just put him in the fucking ring.
Did it first and never did it either.
I don't even care. Everybody can boo the fucking shit out of the match. I don't give a fuck about work rate. It means a lot to me, damn it. Put that shit on Wembley and book those fuckers to go on a gladiator fight. God damn it. They're juggernauts. Put them in that ring and make it happen. God damn it.
Did you say book it at Wembley?
Yes.
Both of them are too busy Dunkin' Donuts instead of wrestling.
That was Punk at the media scrum with his box of donuts.
And James, Gladiators is Rome, not freaking England.
Well,
right.
Times change.
Times change.
Not wrong there.
Hey, they're doing the Olympics in France.
That's true. That's true.
Oh my gosh.
You want to talk about gladiators?
Yeah. So just leave Jade alone. She's a fucking... Listen, she's getting better. She's still very young. She started in 2020. It is now 2024. She's only 4 years in.
I think people forget 2020 was a thing, and they're probably like, who's this bitch? So that's probably what's happening.
That's probably fair. But it's like, guys, we have all seen her. He started disapproving until she started growing on us like a fungus, and then she got better and better and better and better and better with each freaking match she has. She learned in a rapid pace. That doesn't happen often.
Teachers like Arn Anderson, Bryan Danielson, William Regal, just to name a few that guided her for AEW. Your turning point was when she took on Sky Blue for the TBS Championship, and that transition into the Jaded.
Yes, because dude, that's still one of the craziest counters I've ever seen. So
if Tony took the time to train her, make sure she was good before she pushed him out in the spotlight, then maybe we wouldn't be getting that. So blame Tony because look how WWE took their sweet ass time.
That was the problem. AEW was never going to do that. And to be fair, she still did a bang up job, even with the limitations she had. So
and every booger works differently. But look, at the end of the day, despite the fact we talk about human error, which is a common thing, I will give James that because, shoot, he'll tell you himself he's an error sometimes in his own right. bottom line, though, people make mistakes, and people take wrestling way out of context when it comes to the simplest of mistakes. Everybody fucks up.
Hey guys, if you're that angry about it, botch, go do me a favor. I'm gonna get real close up to the camera, okay?
Oh Lord.
What you do me
Here
this
we
week?
go.
Touch fucking grass. Touch grass. Go outside, read a book, get yourself educated, and make sure you don't get so fucking uptight about wrestling. It's fiction. Enjoy
Or better yet, go in the ring. Let me see you try the shit.
Do it in the backyard.
That's a perfect one.
Am I a referee? Am I an ring competitor? Am I a guy doing commentating live on screen? Well, I am doing that on YouTube, but no.
You're doing 1 out of 3.
I still say you should go to your local indie fed in Ohio and do commentary for them.
Yes. Yes.
Even A-Train co-signs, bro.
Yes.
Co-signs.
Y'all too much. Look, the closest indie fed I know, I think sometimes it's here in Toledo, but it's always an inconvenient time due to work and church and when we cover wrestling. And as far as other promotions, Cleveland, Ohio is like hour and a half away via Greyhound bus, whether it's AEW or the rising Exodus Pro Wrestling promotion. You guys are nice, but only time will tell, but I love what I do here.
There's a lot of local indie stuff in Connecticut I can do something to.
I don't know how far Connecticut is from Ohio. And I don't have a car.
Look, Matt Riddle was supposed to be in one of these indies, and his Uber had an accident, so he couldn't do it.
True, that poor kid. He can't catch a break. He gets himself back in the good graces, and then other bullshit happens to him when he's actually doing right.
Well,
while you're still in Connecticut, I got some medicine for you, Matt. Just holler.
Bro.
And on that note, let's go ahead and show everybody all the other watch-alongs we're going to be covering here in the not-so-distant future before we come back with our next topic. Stay tuned.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Limp Bizkit coming at you with these words straight out of the chocolate starfish.
Damn it, Dave!
Here we go again. Right now, let's go. Me and you, toe to toe. We can rock, we can roll. Here we go again. Right now, let's go. Me and you, toe to toe. We can rock, we can roll. You see it?
And as always, people expect me to do post-trailer. Again, what do we do here? We cover all the wrestling, 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 all the professional wrestling. Damn it! And we gotta add 50 row and emergence jersey of TNA to that.
So,
JJ, you know what? You just
you're
did
never
12
gonna get
hours
this
of
trailer
commentating.
updated.
Don't sound like it.
What was that, Walter?
What was that, Walter?
I said it's almost like Noah didn't just do like 8 hours of commentating before this.
Yeah,
Right?
Right.
No
And
scream.
then what did you say, James?
I said, I said, freaking, you'll never get that trailer updated properly one of these weeks, ever.
Seriously, because every time I updated, they fucking announced something else. Thankfully, WWE didn't announce anything today.
But
Yeah, that's true.
tomorrow.
Dude, it's to the point where even a UFC one, somebody blows a knee or cracks it.
Yeah,
You can't
shit
even get the
changes.
UFC
True.
updated.
Yeah, true.
Ah.
Hey,
It
you know
never
what?
stops.
Hey, listen. At least wrestling and MMA still go round and round and round, and it never stops. Can't say that about boxing, considering, you know, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is still not happening.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Yeah,
pushed
until November.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you just reminded me of the Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silva boxing.
It actually does happen, but it was pushed to November. So
Yeah, that's
Yep.
true.
Uh,
That's true.
Well, now
All
Paul's
right.
fighting somebody else in between.
So the next topic on Speed this week, we saw Ricochet drop the Speed title to Andrade. We saw him get worked out of the angle on Raw this week, viciously attacked to her. Samantha Irvin got into the ambulance and even rode with him to the hospital
I saw
in
that live.
tears.
Yeah, I saw that live.
Ricochet's contract has expired. What do we see happening for him? Do we see, maybe just a little hiatus and then he'll come back? Do we think that Prince Puma will be all elite? And more importantly, what's going to happen with Samantha Irvin once her contract is done? I think that's what is intriguing to most people. A lot of people are like, Ricochet, whatever. He hit the glass ceiling. Let him go do the flippy shit with the flippy people over in AEW. But is Samantha Irvin going to leave and stand by her man? Or will she continue to get the WWE paychecks? Go ahead, James.
Okay, so a couple things. He will be doing the flippy dippy shit in AEW, and you know what? I don't care because that shit gonna be awesome because it's gonna be with Will Ospreay, and they're gonna have another classic. So I'm happy. It'll be for the international title.
Okay,
It'll be
but
all
to be fair, off of that, to piggyback after that match, then what? He sits in catering for 9 months.
Well, to be fair to him, there's a lot of people in AEW that he can mix it up with that isn't just Ospreay. To be fair. I mean, there's
okay, so he'll be the king of Rampage instead of Speed. Got it.
Well,
not the same.
Let's hope to God not.
I say Rampage is higher booked than freaking Speed is. It goes longer.
That's true. And to be fair, I mean, I feel like at the very least he'll be on Collision or something. If they decide to deep push him a little bit because they have too many goddamn people on the roster as it is. But I do feel they're going to use him a lot better in AEW because they actually like him. That's the thing. He'll definitely be more favored in AEW regardless. And quite honestly, if you got two damn company owners and you're not trying to get both purses, what the fuck you doing? Especially when considered Samantha Irvin's an actual employee because she's not a wrestler. So she's getting that WWE money full on. And then the 401k, why not get that same treatment over in AEW and get the wrestling money and get guaranteed money? I'd take it. Be like, hey, let's divide and conquer. It's the same argument I made with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins if they want to go that route.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you think TNA is on Ricochet's radar at all, or do you think it's just AEW in the match with Ospreay?
The only time TNA will be on Ricochet's current radar is if TNA is bought by the WWE, which might happen. That's not
A-Train, what do you think?
I know people are expecting him to go AEW soon. Let him do a New Japan run. Let him get a taste of the G1 climax a little bit.
Yeah.
Let him go on New Japan for a little bit. Let him show everybody who he truly is, who we know him as and was before he came to WWE. Because outside of WWE, he was well known and talked about almost by everybody, pretty much. Lucha Underground, New Japan, all that. Let him go back to New Japan. Let him show the world of what he still can do in that ring. And then, after New Japan, then, go to AEW.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. I like that. I like that idea about letting them go to New Japan and do the G1 climax, especially since they're going to announce the first competitors Sunday, tomorrow. There you go. It would be interesting to see if he's one of the names that they announce. Since he's not under contract, there's no non-compete clause. He theoretically could be part of the announcement tomorrow.
He could show up as a surprise entrant or a participant in the New Japan Soul Tournament, determining the remaining 2 competitors, 1 for each block.
True. That's true.
And then what about Samantha A-Train?
Samantha, see, by her man, I've seen that post, but if Tony managed to get 2 for the price of 1, then by all means. But what do you do with Justin? Because Justin is on Dynamite, and you have Bobby Cruz doing Collision on Saturday. Do you get rid of one and replace with the other, or do you put Justin on Saturdays and you put Samantha on Wednesday, or is it like that's going to be,
I mean, let's be realistic about it, King. If anybody's going to go to Rampage first, it's going to be Samantha because there's no other place for her, really.
Right.
What if you move Bobby Cruz to Ring of Honor and then put Samantha in that Collision spot?
I think he still does Ring of Honor, so I don't.
Yeah, he still does Ring of Honor, but he also does Collision too because Ring of Honor is taped on the days they do Collision.
So if anything, she'll be doing maybe the Ring of Honor as well with the Rampage. I don't know, but
I don't know about that, guys. You guys don't watch AEW and Ring of Honor as much as I do. There's another correspondent they have that does the announcing sometimes, respectfully for Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah.
Aaron
What's her name?
Kenny.
Yep, her.
So again, I just kind of stay. I'm with King. I think you just, if I'm her, take that WWE money and let Ricochet get the bread over on the other side. Because again, you're dividing and conquering and getting bigger paychecks in different companies, really.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Walter,
with Ricochet, I don't know. It's a little weird because I feel like the send off they get him is set up to be like a hero's welcome to come back. Like the kind of send off that you don't really do that to somebody that's about to leave the company. I just feel like it was set off as a. Yeah, that's true. But I feel like it's set off as more like an injury angle where he come back to like a hero's welcome because now it's shit. I want to see him get his revenge now. So, but in terms of Irvin,
definitely left it open ended.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of Irvin, I think she stays, and I know there are a couple and everything, but a couple survive. Rhea Ripley and Buddy Matthews or whatever the hell his AEW name is, but they're in separate companies. They're making it work.
Andrade and Charlotte for a while there.
Yeah, Selena Vega and
Malachi.
Malachi Black.
Keith Lee and Mia Yim.
Yeah. So there's ways to make it work. You don't necessarily have it, but you don't want to lose that paycheck that you got. Plus, it's like you're such a staple in WWE with your voice. Like, I feel like more people care about her than care about Ricochet. It's almost like to hell with Ricochet, but don't go, Samantha.
Mm-hmm. In the WWE landscape,
by the voice of championship boxing, Michael Buffer, you matter.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean that's the thing. Like, and she got that in the WWE. Like you now, granted, they could get her, and that would be a big get for AEW because then they got the woman that was dubbed by Michael Buffer as the voice of combat, and the modern voice of combat sports is what he said. I think that's great. However, most people aren't going to give a shit unless it's in the WWE with that moniker. They're just not going to. So it's better she stays there. It really shouldn't matter because the accomplishment by itself should mean a lot more. But people are going to discredit her if she goes outside of it.
Yeah, people are short-sighted, James. Remember the world that we live in.
Yeah, so I would, and plus, again, there's no room for her on the broadcasting roster. I think, really, I think she's better off staying in the WWE, especially considering all the accolades she's been getting with that lately. So.
Yeah, and in terms of AEW, I'm the only one. I don't want to see Ricochet there because they already don't know what to do with the people they got. They're gonna give you the Will. They're gonna give you the Will Ospreay, but they're gonna blow their load all in one match. It's just like you're no longer unique. And at least in WWE, the flip stuff and everything. Yeah, people do it, but he was unique and different. Now he's a dime a dozen in AEW. Everybody does it. The fucking 8th person in the end of catering can do all the flippy shit Ricochet do. So now what makes you special?
To be fair, that's everybody likes to pick on AEW, but that's been an industry-wide problem for a
I was
fucking
saying,
minute.
AEW is just the starting point of showing it, but have you watched stuff like TNA and JPW lately?
Yeah.
PWG as well.
That's fair. That's fair, but you don't really see that stuff as much in the WWE, and I think that's Walter's point, is that in WWE he's unique because aside from, maybe the LWO and Legado del Fantasma, you don't really get a whole lot of that shit.
And they also aren't doing a lot.
But in AEW, to Walter's point, like every match is that shit.
Well, to be fair, there's also, I mean, they're very good at diversifying the roster, and the problem is, and this has been AEW's problem, they don't know how to diversify. And they tried, but all they did was their version of diversifying was, hey, we'll have the flippy guys get the world titles, and we'll have the big people get the television title. So that was his way of diversifying.
Except when you've got guys like Samoa Joe that can do the flippy shit too, and they shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, and Joe,
the guy that defined no limits in TNA. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and to be fair to Joe and to MJF also, I can't say that MJF is that mold. Although MJF can literally do it all, as we have fucking said numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
Samoa Joe is probably the rare exception of a big guy getting the AEW World Title. Everybody else has either been deathmatch wrestler and or veteran like Jericho and or high fly guy. So
right,
yeah, I don't know. But to be fair, Will Ospreay is still great, and I can't wait for him and MJF if it happens.
Let's be honest, Will Ospreay's been the highlight of our calls this year in professional wrestling.
Well, his promos as well have been. He's shown out in the mic department, and I think again that's what's
he's being himself. He's just a cheeky bruv. He's a cheeky Brit. His natural personality is over in all elite wrestling.
I've said multiple times he is the Conor McGregor of pro wrestling because he's got that fucking swagger about him, man. Anytime he speaks, I get a Conor McGregor vibe every time. Like every time he speaks, there's so much passion and bravado that comes out, which is why I want to see him and MJF on a mic off so bad. So bad.
Give it time. Give it time. I assure you. Give it time.
Poetry slam. Let's go.
Poetry slam.
All right, Noah, bring us home on this one, sir.
So, as you all know, I went to Monday Night Raw, first time in 6 years. This past Monday, it was a lot of fun. And I saw Ricochet get obliterated by Braun Breaker. And the Andrade and Braun Breaker have match of the night. Why Lara Valkyria and Io Sky was also pretty awesome. And, of course, as we talk about AEW and the potential of the one and only joining the incredible roster of professional wrestlers there, shout out to AEW Collision celebrating 1 year of what's been a mainstay of Saturday Night Pro Wrestling mostly. Can't wait to see what's next. Thank you, Collision, so far. And I hope Christopher Ross had a good time as he was in Youngstown. Damn it! Still regret that I wasn't there, but that's a whole different story. So, Ricochet. It's weird because I follow King Ricochet. I follow Prince Puma. I've watched Lucha Underground. I watched his time in NJPW when he was a tag team or singles competitor, when he was part of the junior heavyweight division, you name it. It's one of those things where I do wonder what Ricochet wants to do next with his career. And the fact we're in Forbidden Door season and another wrestler decided to show up in a different company because he wasn't sure what it meant for him right now to be a professional wrestler. And you see what he's doing. Let's not forget the very first Forbidden Door, one Clio Castagnoli arrived and answered the challenge of Zack Sabre Jr. and has been a mainstay of AEW since. It's one of those things where, again, it doesn't matter whether it's WWE or AEW. Look at those two companies first. You still have bloated roster issues. It's just a matter of how you diversify and classify it. The biggest strength is WWE Triple H has a vision. Tony Khan, sometimes it's hot shot, but you still can't argue his pay-per-views 99.10% of the time are not missed. Period. Simple as that. But I think for me with Ricochet, I see potential in him starting, like King said, NJPW, with the fact that we're back in G1 Climax season, and Kenta returned by Katsuyori Shibata in 2019, I would not rule out the one and only showing up in New Japan Pro Wrestling trying to be part of this very unique G1 Climax. And maybe that does cross over in AEW. If you've noticed lately, Leo Rush made his return to AEW. He was involved in Collision's anniversary, and he's still part of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Last time we saw him in New Japan Pro Wrestling, of course, he faced Mustafa Ali at the America side. You also got to consider NJPW is trying to find a brand here in America. And I think Ricochet can be a very valuable part in that, especially to find an NWA strong champion. So I don't want to rule out Ricochet going to AEW or NJPW. I honestly can see him show up in either, if not working across both those promotions. But at the forefront, the Bruv wants it, and I'm sure Ricochet wants it. It'll be a one-of-a-kind, insane, high-velocity classic going up there against Velocity versus Ray Phoenix that we just saw recently. I can definitely see Ricochet showing up in AEW first.
Yeah,
but not this soon. I think they're going to hold off on that person because right now there's an agenda with Will Ospreay, and it involves him continuing with the Don Callis family and how he does going after the World Championship in AEW. What's up, Colin? Good to see you. Now, as far as Samantha Irvin, there's in-ring competitor, and then there's the broadcast side of the business. You know my love, my fandom of this business has been more on the broadcast side. That's why I love doing commentary for every wrestling promotion we could put on YouTube here. For me, I would argue that both companies right now, AEW and WWE, have the strongest broadcast team and backstage correspondents and kickoff panelists they've ever had in their company's history. In AEW, you got Renee Paquette, you got that weird connection with her and RJC that just somehow works the quirky cohesiveness. You got Smart Mark Sterling and Lexi Nair that hype up Collision. And of course, you have Tony Schiavone, still good old JR Jim Ross, get well soon. And of course, Excalibur, love him or hate him, he's been the voice of AEW since day zero, does a pretty damn good job. And he and Taz was our favorite duo during the days of Dark and of course, Elevation. And now, of course, you have this new person on the block with, I'm proud of my scrubber name, Arcady. And of course, the voice of Ring of Honor, Bobby Cruz. Not to mention the voice of Ring of Honor with Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman. WWE, you got Kathy Kelly, you got Jackie Roseman, you got what's her name in NXT, the backstage person, not Mackenzie Mitchell. Was it Mackenzie Mitchell?
Sarah Schreiber?
Yeah, thank you. And of course, Mackenzie Mitchell was once there but released. You got Alicia Atoop, by the way, now for AEW. MJF misses. Ayo. I'm just saying. And then, of course, again, we have, like I said, in WWE, you got Michael Cole, you got Corey Graves, you got Wade Barrett. Damn, Wade Barrett was pissed off. And you got the voices, Mike Rome, Alicia, and, of course, Samantha Irvin. Samantha was literally found, defined, and encouraged by one Mark Henry. So, with Mark Henry not part of AEW anymore, who was a unsung hero for the community side growth, I think Samantha Irvin is going to stay in WWE, and I think you do split the wallets. WWE and AEW are more lucrative than ever. They are the companies where you can get the most bang for your buck, and no matter what role you're in, which honestly why we talk about the overinflated rosters. Sometimes catering is probably money in itself that's just worth sitting and getting, depending on what you're choosing to do and how much you want to actually be in that ring. I think it's best for Ricochet to find himself again on the independents and find the real King moniker that Kazarian calls himself to be without the crown. And I think NJPW is the first spot he should try and show up in. As far as Samantha, outside Lillian Garcia, there has not been a more prolific voice and personality to bring you into a match than Samantha Irvin. It would be a crime in this new era ran by Paul Triple H Levesque to lose Samantha Irvin as arguably the voice to hype you up in WWE versus the voice on the call in Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Samantha stay in WWE, Ricochet start back up in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Maybe take on Hiromu Takahashi. Once again, become the face of the junior heavyweights. Because, to your point, he was never going to reach beyond the glass ceiling of being a cruiserweight, middleweight, whatever class you want to call him. He was never going to be the world champion. And I think he does have aspirations for that. Heck, he once wanted to be the NXT champion. He couldn't even get to that. I think NJPW would be a great reset. But Samantha Irvin, if WWE is wise, they will do everything in their power to make sure she stays on as the voice of WWE.
That's fair.
Yeah. Right. I mean, catering is for fat asses like me. That's all I'll say about the catering comment.
I mean, Eddie Kingston likes that peanut butter pie. He's out till next year.
Yeah. Hey, I feel that.
Yeah, but assume that, King. Damn it.
I can't believe that shit.
All right. James, you had a topic you wanted to bring up. Go ahead and start the conversation on that one because I don't know a whole heck of a lot on it. So
okay, so this is in regards, and I wanted to bring this up because I wanted to do a little bit of I wanted to do a bit of a roasting of some, people that it's funny I mentioned people should touch grass. These two definitely match that description. But also,
boy.
technically, this one matches the description. So, JJ, I know you gave props to your buddy Disco. He's not going to get props from me because essentially,
I didn't give props to Disco.
I think you did.
I
earlier.
gave props to Russo.
But
Russo
Sorry,
without
you're right.
no.
That's what I meant to say. Inverted. Sorry. Yes, to Russo. I will not be giving. Oh, okay. So yeah, Russo will be, I think, lumped in somehow.
James' brain is slowly shutting down.
I'm trying to find the tweet. Is what's happening because I thought I had the tweet. I quoted the tweet, and now I'm not seeing it. It's probably because
he forgot to reply back to the anonymous Roger on manager.
Yes, I did. No, always. Here it is. Okay, it was like.
And I quote.
So.
So I shared Jeff one time doing that, holding the phone up and doing the sound. He was like, "Ah, sorry, Jeff. It was me, Jeff. It was me all along."
So y'all know what happened with Dax and his bum arm, or not even, and just in general, he's been banged up for a while, and it was obvious.
God bless him, but damn.
Not everybody knows, so go ahead and elaborate a little bit for those of us that don't watch weekly.
So, an explanation that I feel I owe everyone, the fans, my boss, the medical team, and the whole roster. I appreciate y'all. I hope to see y'all soon. He went on to talk about an arm injury that he's been suffering and working through. Dax Harwood did. It's on my Twitter. You go 3 posts down, it's there. And I think I quote tweeted it. And if I didn't quote tweet it, here we'll take care of that problem. Now it's the first post. Essentially, what happened was he had been working hurt for a while, and he had gotten a hematoma in his back while also having kind of a bum arm. So he was trying to work through the pain, and the hematoma got so bad that after a match, he was, having a lot of pain to kind of work through.
Gee, I wonder why.
Now, the wrestler in him said, I'm going to keep this a secret and just try to tough it out because that's what you do, because he's very old school minded, because quite honestly, he was still an old school wrestler, which a lot of people forget. And if you didn't make your town for injury or what have you, you lost your spot and somebody else takes it, and then you're out of money.
James,
so that's kind of the.
Let's be honest. He pulled a Cody Rhodes.
Now, he says that he gives now I want to note in his tweet an explanation that I feel I owe everyone: my fans, my boss, my medical team, and the whole roster. So right away, he's giving credit to Tony Khan, and he's giving credit to the medical team, because once they found out after he hid it for so long, they acted swiftly and sent him home. Mm-hmm. So now him and Cash, as a result, because Cash was kind of a little banged up too, they're just going to take the time off and let their wounds heal.
Good.
Which is a smart move.
Rightfully deserved.
Now, this comes off the heels, admittedly, after Tony Khan said that his safety protocols are very on point lately and have been on point for a very long time, ever since the Matt Hardy incident happened back in 2020. Which, for those who don't know, concussion, long story on that.
Right.
And what's funny about that is we literally, I think a couple weeks ago, while we didn't still fully agree with Tony Khan's booking of that fucking main event of Double or Nothing in a lot of cases,
right?
We did show and explain properly and convincingly safety precautions were so in place. It was unbelievable. Like I with how they fucking did it, they literally could have protected anybody doing this stuff. So it was they did it very well. right? So Dax saying this prompted some naysayers that just want to shit on AEW for all the reasons without and listen, Lord knows I've criticized AEW on this very show. Everybody to some degree has on this show, even King. And he's like the biggest
Even Noah.
AEW fanboy of all of us. AEW is not perfect by any means.
No.
Right.
No, of course not.
But god damn it, stop, people, going after AEW for stuff they're not doing wrong. It helps nobody. It does nothing positive for the industry. And all you do is make yourself look like an asshole. Why do I bring Glenn Gilberti into this equation? Why do I bring the
Oh, there it is.
Inferno into the question? Because he quote tweeted Dax's video tweet saying, "You just ruined your boss's narrative that he will put their safety record up against anyone. If talent is working hurt and not telling the office that it's not a safe work environment, bad luck, Dax." Couple problems with this, and this is why it's a hypocritical thing. Disco, didn't you do the same fucking thing that Dax did while you were in WCW during the Monday Night Wars? During 95? And that's why you had to take a year off until you came back in 97? Okay, just checking. That's point number one on that. Number two, he literally said, I hid it from them. Why are you then going to go and attack the company? Look, don't get me wrong. I get attacking the company for when they actually fucking, or not even attack, but criticize the company when they actually fuck up royally like that, but they don't. They don't. I'm not even going to read Dax's response in full, but I'm going to read his last comment. And he said literally what everybody else was thinking. Anyway, off to an MRL while you be talking about this for a segment on your show. I'm hoping the doctors find out anything worse about my condition. Good day, Glenn. I couldn't have said it better myself, dude. And again, this is why I avoid fucking social media entirely. I found this because I randomly went on Twitter once, and that's the shit that popped up on my feed somehow. It slipped through the cracks. And by the way, I've been trying to hide this type of shit, but I'm like, I brought this up not because it's Glenn, Noah. So if you could take out the sunglasses, because I think you'll even agree with what I'm about to say here. It's one thing to mention stuff that they actually do fuck up on. And I'm talking about this with every company. It's a complete other problem when you are attacking companies for doing stuff that they absolutely are not doing wrong. There was no way in hell AEW was going to know that Dax was hurt unless Dax actually showed that he was hurt. The motherfucker is tough as nails. His tag team partner in Cash Wheeler ended up getting a puncture that was the size of a bullet wound from a turnbuckle and almost bled to death. And he still came back and still aren't retiring. That's how tough as nails these dudes are. So if they're not going to show that they're hurt, they're not going to show that they're hurt. And I bring this up because I've seen, and I know King's seen, no, I know you've seen it. Walter, I know, has seen it. There is so much of this nonsense of this back and forth bickering between tribalism and all this shit, whether it's against the company, for the company, or for their own podcast, whatever it is. This is the type of tribalism I hate, when you are so nearsighted that you cannot just give credit where credit is due, and you have to pick on people when you perceive that they're doing wrong. That's what I can't stand. Vince Russo does that. Jim Cornette does that. Glenn fucking Gilberti sure as hell does that. Eric Bischoff has been doing it for way too long, too, and he's gotten into that pool, unfortunately. And I actually like the guy because I think he has some decent points. But facts are the facts. And I've even called him out on this very show. It's not fucking okay and it's not helpful. And the reason I bring this up too is you want the wrestling industry to merge. You're doing the exact opposite of what we're trying to do, which is bring the wrestling community together and bring the wrestling companies to work together. You look at all these streaming companies and they're bundling up their streaming packages. There's a reason for that. It's because it's proven to fucking work and it makes a lot of money. Now, call me if I'm wrong, but don't you want the wrestling industry to make you a lot of money? I'm just saying. So,
fair.
That's my point on that. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out because I feel it's frustrating. Like, not necessarily because of Glenn. I could give a fuck about what Glenn thinks because I hardly pay attention to what that fucking weasel says. But it's the fact that there's so many of his ilk that are spewing this negative shit that really does a counterintuitive of what all of us in this group want. And I feel like you have to call this shit out. You kind of have to laugh at it because it deserves to be laughed at and fucking laughed about because that's what they deserve. Because it's not helpful. It's absolutely toxic to industry growth. And if you don't believe that, you're lying to yourself. So that's my main point. That's my PSA.
Okay. If I may, just to slightly play devil's advocate here.
Go for it.
We live in very much a social media world now. Had Dax not put a video out about this, there would have been no reason for Disco to call attention to it.
But there was
there's that side of things. Hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead.
I don't know about the Disco injury because I wasn't watching WCW back then, but I'm pretty sure that it didn't come on the heels of Ted Turner or Eric Bischoff talking about how safe their protocols are.
That's fair.
There's that. I'm not justifying Disco, or at least I'm not trying to, but I am just trying to play a little bit of devil's advocate here where it almost seems like Dax tried to fish for a response by posting this instead of it being maybe kept a little bit more low key, and Excalibur or Shivani or somebody could have just mentioned it on commentary on an episode of Dynamite or something.
Right.
You know, by throwing it out there for social media to see, you welcome, whether you try to or not, the feedback. You're going to get that return because that's just the world we live in now.
Which I get.
So if you don't throw it out there, you can't get that hatred coming back from somebody like a Disco Inferno to begin with.
To be fair, and I see what you're saying. You're looking at it from a person A, person B perspective, and I totally get that. And I agree with that. My thing is, it's not him doing that. It's him going after the company, not necessarily after Dax. He just used Dax, who, by the way, is a supposed friend of his. So,
okay,
with friends like that, who needs enemies?
If it's just a going after the company thing,
yeah.
Tony Khan makes himself and his company a caricature on a daily basis.
That's true on Twitter for sure.
I mean, look at his Twitter posts. Look at the way he acts in the media scrums. You know, think about his quotes about, you know, how he was so in fear for his life with the All-In situation last year. And then they basically enact and do something worse during Double or Nothing.
Yeah, and then he rolls
when
away.
the head of your company is putting stuff out there like that, going on record is talking about how safe their protocols are, and then because Dax took to social and put out the fact that he's been working, that just makes AEW look bad.
Which I understand,
you know?
that. I understand that.
And I like I said, there's a reason I don't listen to Disco Inferno's podcasts. I can't stand the Joker myself.
Well, yeah.
But again, it's a devil's advocate here. If Tony doesn't go on and make those comments about his company, if Dax doesn't put it on social media, you don't give Disco fuel for his podcast.
Again, to counterpoint all of this, because there is a counterpoint that I'm trying to make, and I get that, but the company and what they do, as much as the boss does not help his case, this is one of those things where it's like, criticize them for what they actually do wrong. This is 100% on Dax, and even in the reply tweet to Disco's tweet, I think he even took full responsibility on his own shoulders because he was the one that hit it. And don't get me wrong, they do some stupid shit, but they haven't done a lot of dumb crap since what I want to say the Dante Martin injury and Death Before Dishonor. That was egregious.
It was a Super Card of Honor, but yeah.
Yeah, Super Card of Honor. So since then, it's like
I still shudder when I see that footage.
Yeah, it's so bad. But I'm glad he's back to normal on that front. But my whole thing with that is, we already talked about how mistakes happen. Like, we already talked about the way of human beings. Human beings make mistakes, and I'm not saying Tony isn't just being arrogant and ignorant. Trust me, there's been plenty of podcasts between all four of us that have absolutely called him out on that bullshit. But for the love of God, with this bullshit, Disco just wanted to do that because here's the best way I can put it. There's so many fucking Alex Jones types in the IWZ sphere that it's actually disgusting. Literally every, controversial podcast that likes to stir up trouble feels like an Alex Jones clone, and you can tell they just don't like the industry anymore. And they're just miserable fucks. And it's like, and how many times have we said, JJ, that if you don't like it, just don't watch. It's as easy as clicking the remote and turning it off, not talking about it, not giving it coverage. It was after a while that of all fucking... how is it that everybody is just that immature, and yet Bruce Blitz is the one with reason because he ended his podcast, and he was fucking toxic more than anybody else in the industry at one time. And if you know who Bruce Blitz are, you know that wrestling trivia.
I'm not knowledgeable about him, but continue.
I do.
King knows. So at least after him. I think it's still a big problem. I think if we're going to move in the forward of companies working together and the fan bases coming together, and I'd rather the tribalism, put it this way, of sports teams. That's what I would like. Where if you like TNA more than WWE, AEW, you represent a TNA shirt, or if you like New Japan, you wear a New Japan shirt, or you wear a AEW shirt or a WWE shirt, you can wear it out in public. It's like, hey, you're a wrestling fan too, and it's like, well, AEW sucks. Yeah, WWE sucks or whatever, but they'll joke about it in the bar and have a good time, and it's like water cooler talk. That's the type of tribalism I would like, not this bullshit. Need to be combative. Need to get the fans to attack a company, need to send my fans after somebody, need to go after somebody, and then my fans see that in public, so they in kind respond to that, said that. Tell me how that's helpful in any fucking regard, especially when it requires a point that does not need to be brought up, which is why I said I don't think Glenn needed to bring it up. I think that was my whole point. Glenn didn't need to bring it up because it was completely irrelevant to the stuff AEW actually did good on when it came to their health protocols and safety protocols. It was a complete unrelated thing, and he wanted to fucking correlate the two because he's bullshit at the company for external fucking reasons. Let's not even kid ourselves. That's exactly what it is.
Okay. I get you there. And again, perfectly clear, I'm not trying to defend Gilberti, but
nobody is.
devil's advocate here. How many times have we brought up on this show something just for the sake of having something to talk about because it's been a slow week?
No, I get that.
You
No,
know,
I get that.
let's really examine the week. What has there been newsworthy aside from the title changes this evening today to really elaborate and talk about? This is a guy that does a podcast on a weekly basis, possibly more than once a week. Got to have material to discuss for your fan base, whether it's positive material, negative material, whether you're fishing for something or you're just gifted an abundance of topics. When this is how you make your living, like Disco does, like Conan does, like Bischoff does, like Russo does, you grasp at any straw that you can find.
But my point is they don't.
And again,
always need
that
to.
doesn't make it right, because I'm like, fuck tribalism too. I don't understand why we all can't be Noah Foster and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling, damn it.
Right.
You know, my horizons have grown by leaps and bounds since doing stuff with you two gentlemen.
Mhm.
You know, I came into open mic night as pretty much a WWE guy. Then I started watching my NXT, which I proudly claim and waved the flag for, even though for a good year plus, Noah was like, fuck this shit. I'm only doing it because y'all really need me to. Then I got into AEW. Then I started watching TNA. Then I started watching NWA once it moved to the CW app. Now we just fucking did Mission Pro Wrestling today. My, leaps and bounds, New Japan Resurgence 2 years in a row now. Primarily because the first one last year was in my old backyard of Long Beach, and the one this year was literally down the hill. I could have been at either one of those shows if money had permitted.
Mm.
But my knowledge and the product that is on my screens now has grown by leaps and bounds. A lot of it and due to what this man has imparted upon me.
Right.
There's no reason why we can't enjoy all things. I have hockey fans when I go to games. Granted, I don't go as much as I used to. I have Kings fans, which is my team, look at me cross when I wear my Ducks jersey, because that's the crosstown rival.
Right.
We're supposed to be fuck the Ducks.
Right.
I became a hockey fan because of the Emilio Estevez movies. God damn it, you're not going to take that away from me.
Yeah.
I have a Fulton Reed jersey right here in arm's distance. The OG District 5 from the first movie. I've got one in my closet from the one they debuted at the end of D2, the inaugural season that they're supposed to be bringing back this year.
Yeah.
With my name and number on the back of it. You're not going to take that fandom away from me, but all the diehard Kings fans are like, the fuck are you doing? Take that shit off and burn it.
Right.
No, eat a dick. That's how I became a hockey fan.
Yeah.
I've got a Minnesota Wild jersey in my closet that Mikey gifted me.
Yeah. Sports.
It's
Sports.
I'm just a fan of the sport. Just
Right.
like I am a fan of professional wrestling, damn it.
Damn it. Yes. I mean, here's the thing.
And I'm sure it's got to be warming Noah's heart to hear me say that shit as he sits there with his sunglasses on and his fist trying to look all stoned.
Fuck Glenn.
Like
Fuck all
this.
that shit. Look at that smirk he does.
I could see it there.
Warmed my heart a little bit. I'll give
It
you
warms
that.
his heart, much like watching Izzy win the title tonight, to hear me say all of that stuff and what an influence he's been. But it's the fucking truth.
Since you're related to hockey, I think we're all on this boat, because even if we have different, even if we can understand the topic thing, and don't get me wrong, I still think he could have found a topic. There's years of wrestling he can make a topic out of. He doesn't need to go on Twitter picking fights, especially fights where it's undeserved. Put it that way. Maybe I'm just too honorable, whatever, sue me. But
no, I totally concede your argument there. I'm with you there. But, again, trying to play the devil's advocate.
Yeah, people try to find things to talk about. I will say, since you mentioned, I guess my PSA with that still is, you mentioned hockey. I'll relate it to hockey too. I want wrestling to be like it was today, where it's like people are happy with all wrestling companies that they're all doing well in some asset or another. And we're looking forward to all these different shows that are coming up, and we're like, yeah, let's go.
For real. I mean, did you guys not see our freaking watch along trailer?
Yeah,
the next thing we're promoting is
Yeah.
the fucking UFC.
Yeah, because
Like
we're
legit,
excited for that.
we've expanded to that. Mikey is going to be doing Game 5 of the NBA Finals on Monday. That's why Jeff is
Yes.
pushing his shit.
Yes.
Because the sports bar is doing a basketball watch along. Like I mentioned it with Noah on the earlier. We have expanded so much beyond WWE that it's insanity. It's become a true multiverse because now it's UFC, it's professional sports, it's WWE, NXT, TNA, New Japan, AEW, Mission Pro was a success tonight. We probably were going to be going back to that in a couple of months.
I guess the whole thing, because I agree with you on this, is I want wrestling to be like this and not like it was in hockey where the Bruins won the Stanley Cup and then Vancouver in retaliation said, we're angry. We're going to burn our city down. Let's grab the pitchforks and let's trash the city. Like, huh? Nobody wants that. What the fuck does that accomplish? It doesn't accomplish shit. Touch grass. It's not that deep.
It doesn't accomplish a damn thing. It's just like when the Lakers win or lose a championship and freaking half Los Angeles is burning.
Why?
A-Train's shaking his head like he knows what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Because I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, and it takes me back to 2022 when we played against the Boston Celtics and we beat them in their home court. And then everybody in Boston at their whole restaurant was making, type of hatred at their restaurant, naming Stephen Curry a hate dish or something. I'm like, what are y'all doing naming after these players that y'all hate after a dang food? Like, it is not helping.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't help. I don't get it. And then it's just fucking absurd, man.
It's absurd. We bring up the tribalism all the time on this show, unfortunately, which is part of why Noah has the facial reaction that he does, because it seems like this comes up at least once a month, and it's a depressing topic to bring up.
Yeah.
We don't need to circulate the photos of AEW with a half-empty arena. Like that doesn't do any favors. So the fuck what?
There's by the way, the first 2 weeks definitely showed the problem. Why after that week 3, week 4, week 5, gotta take a picture. It's half empty. Let's cause some stir from my website. Yeah. Fuck off. You're not helping anything. Do you have solutions?
I mean,
you've had
on the one hand,
on the show.
On the one hand, it's kind of funny because of the way that AEW tries to present themselves. But on the other hand, the fact that AEW can't sell out a pay-per-view and TNA does, that's kind of sad at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's
like clearly TNA is doing something right that AEW needs to adapt in order to be able to sell out, whether it's running a smaller venue or whatever. But we don't need that toxicity in the fan base.
No.
Just enjoy what you enjoy, and if you don't enjoy what other people do, shut the fuck up about it.
Yep. It's really that simple. Dude, just enjoy the industry. It's never been better. There's so many options now, it's ridiculous.
See what it says under Noah Foster?
Just enjoy wrestling.
Enjoy wrestling.
Well, he's very angry about Disco being brought up, and I understand he's a bitch. But yes, I feel you, Noah. I feel your pain. Wait, say that again?
What did you say?
That's an insult to bitches.
That is true. Very true. It's very
All
much an
right.
insult
You
to
know
pitches.
what? As we try to move away from this topic, Noah, do you have anything that you want to add to this? I know the answer is probably no, but I have to ask.
I'd love to get your thoughts on it, King, as well.
I was going to let King bring us home with this, but I wanted to go to Noah.
Old toxic fuckers don't get fucked. That's why they're miserable.
Oh my
Alrighty
goodness
then.
gracious.
Fucked in what way?
Anyway, that's why they're miserable.
Oh, I see.
All right, A-Train.
Wow, I didn't expect. Every time Noah is so like wholesome, I forget that he could just come out of nowhere with shit.
But them one-liners come out of nowhere and just bam.
Yep.
But to add on to this, do y'all want another wrestling manipulation?
No.
Is that what y'all want? Because as the wrestling industry, we do not want that.
No.
We've been through this before, and you see where that has gotten us in the past. Just in like Noah's tagline says right there, people, just enjoy wrestling for what you like, whether that be WWE, whether that be AEW, whether that be TNA, whether that be Stardom, whether that be New Japan, or whatever, or even your local indie, promotion.
Yeah.
Enjoy it because the wrestling industry as a whole, as far as these past consecutive years, these past 2 years or whatever, it has been for the better.
Yep.
It really has. I mean, just to piggyback on that, there's no reason why you can't enjoy it all. I mean, at the end of the day, pick your big company that you want to support. That's fine. Keep it to yourself. Don't run the other one down, but then go to your local federation and support them too, because at the end of the day, you want to see those guys make it to the big company you support. That's what warms Jeff and my's heart.
Yes.
Watching as much as we do is seeing guys like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, freaking Bryan Danielson, the Young Bucks, as much as we shit on them. Gargano, Candice LeRae, as much as I shit on her, we saw all these guys when they were in the indies. And now here they are on our television screens on a weekly basis, or better, or for worse. And we can tune in and still cheer or boo them at will. They have made it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
My moral here, I think, to wrap this up in a nice, neat bow, is at the end of the day, pro wrestling is supposed to be enjoyed, and there's plenty to enjoy, and you can criticize and find ways for it to get better, but at the end of the day, it's what I always go back to. You can support companies, you can watch companies, you can pay for pay-per-views of said company. But at the end of the day, why are you paying the money? Because it sure ain't for the company. It will always be for the fucking workers that are on those brands every single time.
Agreed.
So just support the workers. That's what it's all about. It's the fucking people
Facts.
working there. So the workers draw. They're the drawing power.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all the topics that I had in store for the evening. So
really,
what we're going to do here is, since we mentioned hockey a couple of times, we're going to run the documentary trailer that, is still fucking coming soon, like Veer Mahan for James.
Hey, listen, it's coming.
Veer finally came and then he got released.
Well, that's
so we're going to run James's hockey trailer for his uncle's documentary. And if anybody has any topics that they would like for us to discuss, send them in the comments. You've got about 3.5 minutes. Otherwise, we'll probably start to wind things down because it was that slow of a wrestling week. Like, legitimately, the only other thing I could really think of to discuss is the Logan Paul Donald Trump interview, and I know people want to discuss that. So
nope. We already talked about one toxic fuck. Nope.
So I'm trying to not go there. So if y'all got anything that you want us to discuss, you got about 3.5 minutes to get those topics in. We will be right back.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Fuck Glenn Gilberti. I'll tell you, he's a right bitch.
Gary Hebert, the man, the myth, the legend. I was amazed, and I was looking to become a better skater myself, and I wanted to be like Gary.
When you look at a guy like this, he's one of the most talented people in his profession. He's been given gifts by God.
It can get frustrating at times when you're trying things that, that maybe don't come as quickly to you as other things. And, you never really felt that sense of frustration with Gary. It was always about improvement and positive reinforcement.
Was it really the end? Was that head injury really the end? God has called Gary to continue to be a blessing to others and to be a passionate example.
My name is Gary Hebert. This is the World Academy of Hockey, otherwise known as the Inside Edge.
I would recommend anybody that have a chance to come to his hockey school. I think it'd be well worth it. It'd be rewarding to all the kids and anyone who coaches, from whether it's an adult, a professional player, to a little kid like a Mike or a Squirt.
Gary, from day one, has been instrumental to my hockey career. I started out as a potential Division III player, and Gary brought me single-handedly through high school and into a top Division I prospect. I owe it all to Gary, the biggest legend on and off ice there's ever been.
Listen, watch, learn, be confident, and have faith. Those are the answers I was brought to. Yet, I only now am really learning how truly important those 5 things are.
Through preparation, through appropriate thoughtfulness and thinking, we can learn to untie the typical knots between our ears that drive us into underachievement and underperformance. And lo and behold, we can learn, I think, to fulfill our God-given potential.
Gary has the innate ability to make people not only better players, but better people. The life lessons they learn from Gary are incredible.
I can always remember leaving that rink knowing as a player I got better or I had something to improve on to get better. And I think that's what you excelled on as a coach, is giving us the knowledge to know what we needed to do to get better.
There's coaches who know the game, but can you communicate and create passion in your kids and in your players? And Gary's able to do that.
Gary's got great knowledge and the great hands, but more importantly, his ability to connect with people and care for them. His communication skills, to me, really stand out and separate him, and that's why he's one of the best, in the world.
Gary's a legend. He's a special man.
Since it's taking so long, I'll give you guys 3 hints on other interviews that are coming to this documentary. There is Paul Stewart. There is, and Hall of Famer Paul Stewart, by the way. There is also Ken Hodge Sr. was interviewed.
Very nice.
It's a big one. There's a lot of footage that is in between 1993 all the way to today. So forgive me if I'm a little slow with it all. It's a big project.
I think people forgive you. And in defense of Veer, he still came stronger than Glenn Gilberti ever did in and out of the ring.
Damn. Hey, Glenn Gilberti was actually a champion.
No, you know what? By the way, to be fair to Disco, I'm not even attacking him for the low-hanging fruit that a lot of people say, and that, he sucks in the ring. I never thought that. I actually think he was pretty decent in the ring. He was a decent worker, all things considered. Yeah. It wasn't his fault. He was set up with the disco gimmick in the fucking 90s. What the hell are we doing? Not his fault at all, but he ran with it, and he was still over, by the way, people. I'm just saying, I'm just going to point that out there. In fairness to Glenn, he actually got crowd reactions while he was there in WCW. So
that's fair.
There is that.
It was with the Wolfpack, too, so.
Exactly.
That's true. Well, the only reason he was with the Wolfpack is because he likes Scott Hall liked it. He's like, you're funny. I like the 70s, too. Come on in, brother. I like Elvis. He's not from the 70s. Ah, who cares?
Yeah.
Good to pull him.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm not seeing any other topics come in, so we'll go ahead and begin to wrap things up. I'm a little bit surprised at how early things are winding down tonight, but when you consider how long we've been on the air, Noah, it might actually be a good thing.
For once, I actually agree with this 2-hour mark and what I wish Monday Night Raw used to be. I'm not going to complain.
I'm not complaining.
I mean, there's still the opportunity for topics to come in while we do the shills. All I'll say about the Logan Paul interview, without getting too deep into it, is that it was very professionally done. Whether you like Logan or you don't, or you like number 45 or you don't, the entire interview was very professionally executed.
Yeah.
And it's definitely worth a view if you are fans of either one of them. I will just leave it at that.
I mean, I'll do his impression because it's funny to do his impression. Donald Trump is pretty fun to do.
Comedy is always subjective. Anyway, continue.
That is true.
All right. So make sure you follow Josh Mansfield, the Cleveland combatant. He was in the chat room a little bit earlier for Clash at the Castle. You can find him on Twitter at Walking Hymnal or on Instagram at Mallowmangram. Big G as well popped in a little bit earlier. You can find him on TikTok, Big Baller G 1988, on Twitter at NoDQ_Big Baller G, and on Instagram at Threads at NoDQ_ Big Baller G 1988. You can follow our good friend Datilla at Rangers of Wrestling on YouTube, where she always reviews Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown. We're trying to convince her to get on the NXT bandwagon, especially with the TNA crossover happening as she reviews TNA with bodyslam.net on YouTube. But check her out there. Walter had to bounce, unfortunately. There were some issues at home, but you can find him on YouTube, Rage of Wrestling, on Instagram at CalFire for his plantation, and you can kind of see what he grows there in the U, or on Twitter at Walter Alex Cruz, his farm, if you will.
I hear Rob.
I was trying to find the right word, and that was just the first thing that came to my head. So,
RVD approved properly.
I hear Rob Van Dam, Val Venus, and Matt Riddle are his top clients.
Hey, I'm sure he would love for that to happen. So,
hey, big money, make that bread.
Exactly. Well, I think RVD grows his own now. So,
well, you know, JJ, it's the best pot plants in the entire world. I'll tell you that right now. I smoke it, and I absolutely mellow the fuck out.
Here we go. Off the rails.
It's like taking a spaceship to the moon. It's so great. It's huge.
Ah, Jesus. You can find me on the socials at Instagram, The Renegade JJ Williams, on Twitter, ROWJJ Williams, or on YouTube, Casa D18 Studios. Again, thank you to everybody that has been riding with Noah and I since 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, on and off all day with Clash at the Castle, Summer Lovin', and now Open Mic Night. You guys, we say it all the time, and I know it comes off very PBS public service, but you guys are the reason we keep doing this, is because of your guys' support and love. So we appreciate all you guys. Make sure you find your barkeeps on Facebook, Dory Lou Hathaway or Mike Caldwell, on Twitter at Hathaway Lou and LB Statkin 1977, on Instagram, Dory Lou Statboy13. Make sure you check out Greg Cherry of the Greg Cherry brand on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. He had quite the announcement this past week on his show, and when I get further down in the graphics, you will see what that was all about. James, go ahead and talk about where people can find you.
Well, thank you very much, my good friend JJ. You can find me on YouTube and Twitter primarily at JHebertSide95 and on Facebook at James He-Man Hebert. As you can tell by my impression
of number 45. I do really cool and dumb things on the internet. So it's huge.
Well, this is what Donald Trump sounds
One
like
in a
with
million.
his
The trailer that you just saw towards the end. And you could also check out the second trailer. If you haven't seen that, I implore you to see that one if you like the first one. That is quoted by Matty Laws and others that aren't necessarily as close to me as these people are. He called it one of the greatest speeches he's heard in sports. It's right up there with some of the greatest speeches. He was giving this to a number one team in the state. They won the whole thing, went undefeated right after this coaching session from him. So it was a big speech. Go check that out when you get a minute. The passion is unreal. So go check that out. I would play it here, but he does dance to Bruno Mars is Uptown Funk. That copyright claimable as fuck. Even Gary took a hit on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can't air that here. But yeah, go check that out if you can.
There you go. Noah, go ahead and tell people about where they can find you, bruv.
If they wish to, and if they choose, they can follow me primarily on the Twitter and on YouTube at Foster1916 for all things wrestling. And shout out, of course, to the entire AEW family on the Twitter and our social media platforms. King, been absolute pleasure. Definitely hope it's not one time with your bruv.
Yeah.
And I'll see you Wednesday for our usual watch-alongs. Again, folks, my channel, my content, my theme on social media primarily is wrestling predictions. Again, we'll have City predicting towards the end of the month with, of course, the Forbidden Door. And prior to that, of course, me and the King, along with the HW crew, will be doing our impromptu, our Forbidden Door preview, and our outlook this month on the professional wrestling industry, too. And, of course, the community tab on my YouTube channel where you can keep up with the latest in giving your own simple analysis and all the latest shows we cover here in and out of all things professional wrestling, courtesy of Simple Polls. I remember when you were talking about, James, you can actually do picture polls. I think up to 5 pictures. If we're going to do that nonsense, do it at the end of the year, bro. But again, I am not a meme. Damn it.
You are a meme now.
Oh, yes,
You are a
you
meme
are.
now.
Shut up. All you shut
Yes,
up.
you are.
All
Damn it.
three of us have worked individually, and now we're gonna corroborate some meme album artwork.
Speaking of album artwork, Noah, that's what I call slow jams. Noah, that's what I call Disney. And Noah, that's what I call music. Coming soon to a CD near you.
And with that,
And the more karaoke shows the do, the more embarrassment that we get of Noah to add to these bits.
But as always, I'd like to encourage you all to testify for the German professional wrestling. There are no winners, no losers, there are no betters. Don't be toxic, support and respect each other. It's as simple as that. But damn it, JJ, you're too much of this album crap.
You love it, Noah.
I'm annoyed by it. Yeah, gummit.
Top 10 bestseller on the way.
Shut up.
This product will not be available in any retail stores. Please do not be looking in any retail stores near your local area.
You're right. All right, let me see here. I may have to change rooms here because I don't see the graphic in here for the Greg thing. Here it is. Coming up on Jack of All Trades, his game show. The huge announcement that Greg Cherry made this past week. Special guest Maven Huffman will be on Jack of All Trades, challenging Natty Laws, Jeff Meacham, and the defending champion. Yes, he locked Maven down for an appearance on his show.
That's crazy.
I'm not going to lie. I'm jealous as fuck. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of an asshole in the comments about it. I do apologize now for the way I came off there, mainly because, and I told this to Jeff, but mainly because when Maven first launched his channel, I tried to reach out to him to bring him onto the show and have him as an interview, and I went left on red.
Yeah.
And now Greg has got him to be on his show. So I was a little bit pissed. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, that's
but I've calmed down. Shit happens. As we know, sometimes Facebook Messenger triggers things and people claims that people see messages and they don't really see messages. So it could very easily have been one of those situations.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
But Make sure you guys tune in for Jack of All Trades at the end of the month as Maven challenges for the Trivia Championship.
And
Which,
everybody,
if he wins, means that he has to continue defending.
yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Beecham Network Multiverse of Media, because of Maven Huffman being around, is going to be around the stars. Ding, ding, ding.
I want to stay up for a Bima's Pro Wrestling Noah show for this announcement, but I think at this point you guys have exhausted my mentality beyond all belief. I'll probably just watch after church.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys missed the calls, go back and check out yesterday's call of Against All Odds, featuring the return of Brother Nero to TNA. Check out the call from earlier today of Clash at the Castle, and then the call from Summer Lovin', all in the archives across the Multiverse of Media channels.
The ultimate screw job, the Scotland screw job.
Check all those things out. And again, titlematchnetwork.com, $15 a month. You get access to, when I say a shit ton of promotions,
that's under,
not even exaggerating. Like, there are so many feds on there that it's like, how do we try to keep up with these things?
By the way, it's not just indie feds. There's like shoot interview companies as well. There's so much damn content on Title Match Network, dude.
Independent
like
wrestling
archive stuff too is crazy.
Independent wrestling.
Yep. And because it's primarily independent wrestling, for those of you guys that are kind of like sticklers for this thing, Title Match seems to not care how many people are logged in watching something at once. Yesterday, when we did our dry run to kind of see what we could get away with, James had 2 devices logged into my account. I had 2 devices logged into my account, and Jeff was logged into my account, watching the DFW live stream for a little bit. That's 5 devices.
Yep.
We can literally have every one of the major channels across the multiverse, Jeff, myself, Noah, James, and Greg, logged in at once on my account if we so choose.
Yep.
There's a shit ton of stuff there to be seen. And again, Izzy Moreno, the 17-year-old champion of Mission Pro Wrestling, owned and operated by Thunder Rosa. If you subscribe for any reason, if you are a fan of the black and gold NXT, his NXT, I'm sure you're NXT too, A-Train. I'm not for sure.
Damn it.
Check it out, because you guys know Izzy from being the super fan, and now she is a champion. And Noah and I got to call it. It's so cool. Again, 10 years in the making.
That is still so amazing. A decade, folks. A decade.
That's so crazy, dude.
Make sure you guys tune into Meech's Musings Tuesday this week, as Jeff will be discussing all of those different things. Statboy Sports Bar will be on Monday as he covers Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics. Boston has the ability to close out the series. Apparently, back in 2008, they won the championship on June 17th. And Monday will be June 17th, so they could do it all over again on the same day at home.
Look at this guy.
Everyone is saying that's why they lost yesterday, that they basically just threw the game in order to get home and do it again on the same day.
Look at this guy smiling like a Cheshire cat just with that knowledge he threw out. Look at this guy.
I'm a New England asshole. What can I say?
So make sure you tune in for that. We don't have a graphic for that one, but check out Statboy and his coverage of that. I believe the game is 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, which means he'll probably be going live at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, to give that little 30-minute lead in before everything kicks off.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. Ooh, New Japan Solo is about to start in 15 minutes.
There you go.
Do you want to
A-Train, where can everybody find you, good sir? First of all, thank you for joining us enduring our insanity. I know you know these two yahoos pretty well, so you kind of already had a taste of what was coming, but thank you so much for joining us. The Prohibitive Portal is open to you at any time, good sir, for you to cross into and join us in our shenanigans.
I'd hope
Where
so.
can
He's the
people
one who
find
invented
you?
the goddamn term.
Well, there you go.
This is accurate.
Very accurate, but always it's good to be with you guys. Of course, I know those two yahoos. Them two yahoos keep me sane sometimes. But y'all can follow me. It says on the tag AMT Roman numeral 23 and the number 23. That is both on Twitter and on Instagram. Oh, and by the way, I haven't done this in a long time to you, Noah. Yay, Allie.
Oh, no.
You motherfucker! You son of a bitch!
Oh, my God.
You!
It's because of you.
I'm over all of that shit. I'm fucking proud I have not heard those two damn words and freaking how to bring it up here. Of course, the never-ending trend. How to bring it up. Always gotta be a damn fucking thing.
It's because of you and the diatribes he gets on that I occasionally throw Allie in his face also.
We all do, I feel like, at one point.
Anytime he tries to get on me or James or Walter for simping on one of the female competitors, we just immediately bring up the bunny, and then we get Noah ranting and raving and with this expression on his face.
Freaking
Gotta give it back to him, because if he was in the ring when we were marking out, he'd be doing the same thing.
I said it once, I'll say it again. You are a freaking super fan for that bitch. You are a freaking simp for Russian beauties. You are a freaking simp for timeless charlatans. You all call yourself simps because you're foolish and short-sighted. Yet I can have some freaking fandom and appreciate it for the person that. Bye, everybody.
Noah, come back.
Noah, come back.
We need you to say farewell and send us home, sir. You can't leave.
I think he already said his catchphrase, didn't he?
Oh, God.
So we should be all right. That was so good. It was worth it. Oh, shit. Oh, no! Oh, no!
What the fuck?
He's a hyphen now. He's hyphen Foster.
Oh. Just remember, Noah, Joe Hendry believes in you.
He'll believe she'll get Ellie one day. Joe Hendry believes.
Noah, come back.
Noah.
Oh.
Ah, no!
He came back just long enough to change it to static.
It's Snow Noah right now. TV Snow
You
Noah.
know what I have to say about Noah changing to static?
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Come back, Noah.
Noah, come back.
Come back, bro.
Seriously, we need you to say the farewell thing so we can hit the signature and get out of here. We are literally just waiting on you right now.
We literally are.
We could be halfway. We could be half the time that it was for karaoke night if you could help us out. We don't want to go for another 5 hours like last time. Please help us. Come back. Trust me, I already will. So that... Noah.
Noah.
Noah. No. Hold on, wait. I know his calling. Wait, we just discovered his calling.
Around the world, 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 around the world. Why aren't you fucking coming back, Noah?
You know he's sitting there grooving to it
I know
as
he
you're
is.
doing that, just like resisting the urge.
I gave an opportunity for you to come back and do the thingy.
Noah!
Noah, if you do not come back, Adam will rage hell. Oh. Back here.
You see this, Noah? We all believe in Joe Hendry.
We do believe in Joe Hendry. I don't know what we're doing.
Do you believe, Noah?
Fuck it.
Noah, do you believe?
Hold on. Clap on, clap off, Joe Hendry. Come on, Noah.
Noah, you can't be static forever.
I was waiting for him to unmute and go, I believe.
True. Noah, where'd you go, bro? He's probably getting ready to watch New Japan as he's on the air. He's like, I'm gonna take my sweet
He's
ass
sitting
time.
there giggling like a schoolgirl at us calling for him to come back. You know,
oh yeah, man.
Come back, Noah. Come back. I mean, usually if I call him, that usually gets him back. Do I have to call him? Is that usually because that's usually how it goes. I have to like call Facebook. Hold on. Here we go, boys. Here we go, boys and girls. I'm gonna give him the old Facebook call.
Let's try the new clip that I threw in here for shit like this. Let's see if that works.
Everyone shut the up and sit down!
Wait. That happened?
Yeah.
See it?
This past week on NXT.
God damn, I guess the
Thanks,
PGA
Thea. All right.
Fucking Thea Hale. That's what happens when you hang out with Jessie J and you get PTSD and then you start swearing like a sailor.
But see, then she went off for like a good minute and a half on everybody and made some valid points, and everyone was just left there like, "Damn."
Yeah. All right,
she was right.
Here we go. Let's see if this works.
Uh-oh.
It's a Facebook call tone. Let's see.
No, he's not going to answer just to spite you.
I know he won't. I'm still doing it anyway. Come on! Get the fuck back here! Please! We want to go home! We want to call the show! It's time to go!
No way you're dragging this out, bro.
No! Hold on, I got it. I can help. I'll do this. Wait, how does he usually do his display name? I forget. I'll at least get him a head start. I forget. What's he usually do? Yeah, that and then just enjoy wrestling, I think, is how he had it like before. Wrestling! Okay, here we go. Now it's back to normal. No, come back! I'm also a producer, too. No, come back! Come on!
Say his name and he appears. We believe in Noah.
No!
Dang it!
Thought that might work.
I was hoping it would.
You gotta find a way. Noah!
Noah!
Noah?
Noah?
Wait, hold on. I just realized. Can I? Oh.
No, I don't think.
Okay, I can't. All right, no, I thought I was gonna try to get. I was trying to unmute him. I thought it worked like that. I forgot it didn't. Ah! And Noah broke. Noah did break, I believe. Where did you guys do? Oh, we mentioned a certain female that we are gonna try to not mention again because we won't know when to come back.
Yeah.
No, we apologize. We're sorry.
I apologize. My bad. I knew I said I wasn't going to do it, but for my debut, I just had to because,
My bad.
My bad. I apologize.
My apology. I apologize. Please come back.
You know what? We should probably just go ahead and do the thing. I would almost bet you once we roll the signature, he'll come back.
I bet you he will. Probably. That'll be his time to come back. Okay.
All right. You know what? Thank you to everybody that's been riding with us for the entire day. Again, you guys are the reason we do this. Thank you to Jeff for the platform. We're sorry that you weren't able to be with us more, bruh. Got to take care of yourself. Thank you to Walter for being here for while he was here. Thank you to A-Train for making his debut, even though he did drive Noah off here at the end. And, I kind of added fuel to the fire by showing her picture, but,
Yeah, you did. Jesus.
But thank you for joining us, man. Again, the door is always open to you anytime you'd like to join us. James, Noah, whoever can shoot you the link.
Always.
Just like Noah says, like we mentioned when we were talking about the toxicity, just enjoy life, enjoy wrestling. It truly is as simple as that. We'll see you guys next week for another episode of Open Mic Night.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.